Welcome back to Beam City Sports.
Beam City Sports.
A new look today. We are inside. Devin, what do you call this type of day?
This is rainy day recess.
Yes, if it's a rainy day recess type of day, it's pouring rain outside, but we're still going to give you guys a fire episode today.
Yes, sir. Very excited about it. I like the new setup that we got here.
Yeah.
It feels like we always got something new going on.
Yep.
And it's refreshing.
Yeah, feels good. Warm inside, finally.
Yeah.
We got Domas next to us over here. Shout out our boy, loyal Domas.
He's here watching the show, checking it out.
Should be an all-star.
Yeah, should have been an all-star. But today we're going to be going over our Midseason Awards. Halfway through the year now, we'll see who we think is the MVP and all that fun stuff. Also, De'Aaron Fox, still got to talk about it. He's in the trade rumors.
Yeah.
It's looking tough.
As much as we hate to talk about it, it's right there. It's the elephant in the room. A lot of fake reports coming out today that I did not like. But I don't think he's going anywhere.
I'm still keeping some faith, but the more closer it gets to that trade deadline, the more I'm starting to accept the reality that he's probably going to be gone, man. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know how many teams are going to be involved in the trade. I don't know what Monty's cooking up over there, but
I'll make a prediction.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
if we play at home the game before the trade deadline, right?
Yeah.
Or the day before?
Yeah.
I think if he plays in that game, he's not getting traded.
yeah, I would agree with that. That game is against the Orlando Magic.
Orlando.
So I'm kind of just waiting, hoping we get to February 5th sooner than later.
Yeah, it's gonna be a stressful next couple days. But shout out to Luke. Ordered the new stickers.
Yes,
we'll be handing
sir.
those out whenever.
Yep.
They look nice. They are some good looking stickers.
Yes, sir. They came in early. I was very excited about them.
Yeah.
So if you see us walking around, ask us. We'll probably have it in our pocket.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Keep it on me.
Well, I guess we can jump in now. De'Aaron Fox, man. The trade rumors are real. It's come out reports that, the Kings would love to get Stephon Castle, which, we all knew, but it's not going to happen. The Spurs are not going to move Stephon Castle. No official report on that yet, but that's what it's looking like. So, how are you feeling about that?
Early in the season, or I think it was before the season even started, when we were talking, I think I said Stephon Castle was going to be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And I would love to have him if we got rid of De'Aaron. That would be a great replacement. And then we would also get some first-round draft picks. We would have draft capital. But there's reports that Monty wants a win-now player right now.
Yeah.
So is Stephon a win-now player? That's questionable.
Yeah.
Will he be in the next few years? Probably, but this team won't be around.
Yeah. The Spurs, a report came out that the Spurs said that they view Stephon Castle as being on the same level as De'Aaron Fox, just some years behind.
Yeah.
So they expect big things out of Stephon Castle. So, I don't know what the talks are right now, what Monty's doing over there, but there's some reports about a 3-team trade. There's reports about a 4-team trade. Bradley Beal rumored to come to Sacramento in one of those trades. I would hate that.
I don't want that.
Yeah, Devin, how do you feel about Bradley?
No. How about feeling about Bradley Beal?
Yeah.
I would not like that.
Yeah.
I think, he would probably go back to starting, but I don't think he would really want to come here either. I think he wants to get somewhere else, refreshing by himself, whatever. But the more that the multiple team trade rumors come out, the more, to me, it just seems like it's not going to happen because I think what they really want is Castle and some picks from the Spurs. But if they can't get that, I don't see them going and bringing in all these other teams. And I don't see all these other teams coming in and helping the Spurs and Wemby get a player like De'Aaron Fox, wanting to help them do that. So the more and more that those come out, I'm just there's no way.
There's no way. The Spurs, we don't have to give De'Aaron to the Spurs. We're still in control of this.
Yeah.
Even though he said that's his preferred destination, we can send him wherever we want, whatever gets us the best package. But thinking about that, the other teams could go out and say, oh, this is just going to be a rental because he already said he wants to go to San Antonio. So that means we would probably end up getting less from other teams, which is really hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But before I get into a Joey bomb yesterday, you saw that yesterday? Joey Breed?
Don't even say it.
Well, interesting that he works at the restaurant Q127 or whatever in Roseville, where De'Aaron Fox went with Mike Brown to have that dinner. this is our good friend Joey, and he said that he was talking to someone there that's close to De'Aaron, and they said that he already is building and has a new house being built in the Houston area, Texas area.
That's where he's from.
Yeah,
So, he's got that money in him, so he can have multiple houses.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
That's
that's not surprising that
Yeah.
he has that going on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that that's a rumor for him to go to Houston because Houston already said
Yeah.
they're not involved with this trade.
That's true.
They already have a good lineup right now.
Yeah.
So
They're not going to, jeopardize what they have
no,
to take a shot.
yeah,
My problem with that is I'm pretty sure he already lives there in the office.
Yeah.
yeah.
He has his own gym there now
He's just
too.
building a new house.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
media and people speculating.
Well, that was our friend Joey. So
Joey,
shout out to our boy.
you're bad media. You're cool.
We love you, Joey. But okay, so mock trade that I saw a loyal Kings fan throw out there yesterday was a 3-team trade involving the Bulls and involving the Spurs, of course. This would send De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio. This would get the Kings Zach LaVine, and then the Bulls would acquire Kevin Herter and Devin Vassell. How are we feeling?
Just
Because
Zach LaVine.
yeah, just
No
Zach
picks.
LaVine.
No picks.
No young player.
I feel
Just
like a
Zach
pick would
LaVine.
be in there.
I feel like we could get a pick or two from the Spurs in that. They
Yeah.
have a ton of
They have
picks.
a lot.
They have Atlanta's picks for the next couple years. They have their own.
Kings fan?
Yeah.
They want that to happen?
Well, they said this is going to be something they're getting ready for. Not in a very happy way, but honestly, I love Zach LaVine. I think that would be kind of nice.
I wouldn't be too mad.
I
But
wouldn't
I
either.
would want picks.
Oh, wait.
I want picks.
This is why. So I thought about this a lot, and I was like, damn, I'm really down for Zach LaVine. Like, he's been going off this year. He's top 5 shooting guard in the league. We could play Malik at the point guard. And then thinking back about it, we would pretty much just be the Chicago Bulls of last year. We already have DeMar DeRozan, and now we're getting Zach LaVine. We already saw them on the same team for multiple years. I mean, we do have a better surrounding cast, that's for sure.
Yeah.
With Domas, Malik, and Keegan.
It probably
Yeah.
would work a lot better.
It would work better, but still, there's a hard ceiling on a team like that. I mean, even right now with our team, people are saying there's a ceiling on this team with De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
Also,
we still have no bench. Like, we're getting rid of Kevin Herter. Like, that's my
Is that really getting?
I mean, but that's a
so
body we low-key might need off the bench.
also one thing we're forgetting about is the interview that DeMar just had where
Yeah.
he's questioning
Yeah.
his future with us if De'Aaron does leave because he was the sole reason really why he came here.
Yeah.
Like he did talk to Malik, he talked to Sabonis and everybody, and he caught up with them. So if De'Aaron leaves, that's a whole lot of chemistry right there gone.
Mhm.
Because De'Aaron and Domas, they were the first two of this duo really. It's the Fox and the Hawks.
Yeah.
And then Malik came in, and like Malik and De'Aaron have the link. So then like that as a whole nother thing of chemistry. Then DeMar hits him up, it's like, hey, I want to come play with you. So De'Aaron's gone. This whole team is just.
No, I get what you're
This
saying.
whole team is crap.
I know that DeMar interview was hard to listen to, but honestly, no fault on DeMar for that. I know you weren't throwing any shots at DeMar. That's just the reality of what happened.
He's at the end of his career,
Yeah.
and he said, yeah, he wants to play the best basketball he can at the
Yeah.
end of his career.
Did you see he took a page out of your boy K? K loves but
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. I like that.
Yeah.
The Kevin Love's ones were a little more. I don't know how to think about them.
Yeah.
This one was pretty fun. This one was
And
like
then also with DeMar's stature, like he can actually play ball. But
Yeah.
So
Kevin Love did 22 again.
Kevin Love doesn't see the court really.
Yeah.
K loves the king.
So
Yeah, I mean, so how are we feeling about Zach LaVine though? Would we be down?
No.
No.
if that's the last resort, like if we can't get anything better, then yeah, I'll take Zach.
I'd rather just lose him for Ruby at that point.
Damn. That's a
Oh,
crazy.
yeah,
You said what?
Maybe not that bad, but
Yeah,
just Zach LaVine is crazy.
I know, and it would hurt because the Bulls would be getting Devin Vassell, who I think would be pretty nice here in Sacramento as well.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I don't know, Chief.
Yeah.
I hope for me.
Yeah, but that DeMar interview was hard to listen to. He also said,
It's eye-opening.
that he in his time in Sacramento, he's gonna give it his all, and he loves it here, and he's been nothing but happy with his time here. But if De'Aaron leaves, then he does have to rethink a lot of things, which is understandable.
I mean, he has 3 years on his contract, and he said he was just like, I don't see myself playing in 5 years. So
Yeah.
we either have him for the rest of his career, and then he goes and signs with Toronto for a year,
Mhm.
or he goes to Toronto right now.
Yeah.
Not the European.
Yeah. I mean, so the Kings' record is still above 500 though. It's 24-23. We're still 10th in the West.
Jalen Williams out tonight.
Don't talk about J-Dub.
J-Dub's out
Don't
tonight.
talk about J-Dub.
Yeah. Well,
That man should not be
They said that this
spoken.
morning.
bringing that up, Domas Sabonis got snubbed of an All-Star. Here we go.
If Trey said they should call it trade, they should call it Sabonis.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, Trae Young also was snubbed, but
Yeah.
our guy Domas not getting the love 2 years in a row, man. He deserved it both years. Shout out to Ernie Johnson on the call.
Showing him some love.
Showing him some love, said DeMontis deserved it for sure. Man, he's just so consistent. He's got the numbers. He's got the 3-point percentage now. It's just the wins, man. That's all it really is. Sengun made it over him. Jaren Jackson made it over him. Jalen Williams made it over him. Oh, man.
yes.
And now
Oh,
he's ducking
yes.
smoke in OKC tonight. It's
He's
crazy.
talking smoke. It's going to be tough games tonight, though.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be tough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I am optimistic about it. We are coming off 2 days of rest
Yeah.
while I'm traveling, but
Weird vibes still, though.
weird
I think if they
vibes.
come out,
Weird vibes in the locker room.
like, and they hopefully that's addressed before the game, and they just come out and play like they've been playing before all this news came out for the last. Just do that up until the trade deadline and see what happens. And I think they'll be alright. Got a little bit of optimism, but it is going to be a tough game. But hold out hope.
Yeah, I hope De'Aaron, shows some leadership. Even if he does end up leaving, you still need to have a conversation with the team at this point.
Yeah.
You need to step up, take a page out of Ted Lasso's book, and get the team together and have a real a conversation, just men to men. Like, tell them what's going on. Tell them that if you love these guys, tell them you love them, and tell them that you want to play with them and all that. Because it feels like their last game, at the end of the game, it was such a weird vibe out there. It was like De'Aaron just didn't look like he was with the team, and it hurt to see.
Yeah, no, it's this man's also a Ted Lasso blazer.
Yeah, no, I love it.
But no, it's weird to see right now. Obviously, we have weird vibes because we look at them as like, I don't know, they have like they're players for us, and like we want them to do good for us. And then if they leave, we're just like, like what the come on. Like, so it's just I don't know, flip flop, like hating on players and loving players. So
Are you throwing shots at me?
kind of.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, yesterday, the last show we had, I did say that I wouldn't root for De'Aaron if he did leave.
I think you walked it back in the end.
I did walk it back at the end, but I'm still
We
like,
got you. We got
I still am just like, it hurts, man. It hurts.
It does.
Because
But
we've done so much to try and get him to be happy.
that's the thing
Yeah.
is we've done so much and
Yeah.
shit doesn't work
So-
out. So it's
Yeah.
the end of an era, I feel like. And so like as fans, we just see what we want to see on the court.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard though because I feel like De'Aaron just doesn't get the love that he deserves playing in Sacramento. And now being in the trade rumors, I think Milo brought this up last week, but now he's getting all the attention in the media, and everyone's talking about how good he is and how he could, lift the team to a championship level. No one's ever talked about De'Aaron this much in his career, even though he's been averaging over 25.
it's blazing it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Never seen the switch up like that. But comparing him to Tyrese Maxey last game,
Dude,
yeah,
he's Tyrese is playing exactly what we want De'Aaron to be playing like
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And, he was balling on. How many did he drop on?
he had 30
30
points, 8 assists.
Yeah.
Question though, if we switch these two guys, if we switch De'Aaron with Tyrese Maxey, are we a better team? Awesome Kings fans saying we would be a lot better team
Yes.
if we had Tyrese Maxey.
Yes.
So Tyrese Maxey's better than De'Aaron.
Yeah.
Damn. The switch up is crazy. You would have never said that at the beginning of the year. Yeah.
But right now,
I don't even think Tyrese Maxey made your top 10 point guards. Maybe he did, but lower in the list.
Tyrese is balling
Yeah.
and playing way better than De'Aaron.
He is. No, it's just a hard fact. He is. What about you? Would
Well,
this Kings team be better right now if we had Tyrese Maxey and not De'Aaron?
I mean, probably not.
Why?
He's just trying to
He's a better shooter.
No,
fast.
I mean just because like the same problems with the team would be the same problems. You're swapping the same player for another same player basically.
They're not the
Whether
same
you want to
players.
say one's better or not, like they still got nobody off the bench. They still would have got Mike Brown fired. Like I don't know, maybe they wouldn't have.
I feel like I've been blinded by loyalty and love.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like now I'm looking at
Or
the
blinded
flaws.
by
Yeah. So I'm not the only one.
Yeah, no, it's because like I said in like a couple episodes ago, De'Aaron made me love Kings basketball. Just
Yeah.
like DeMarcus made me love Kings basketball.
Mhm.
So when you love something that much, you're just like, nah, there's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Like he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Mhm.
So then when you really start thinking about it, it's just like, damn,
Yeah.
maybe we are better without him.
I mean, the difference between DeMarcus and De'Aaron, if De'Aaron does leave, is that DeMarcus didn't want out of Sacramento at all.
Yeah.
He was going to resign. He was all this stuff, and the Kings just, said F it and made the move and got rid of him. He was surprised. He didn't expect it. He was sad, too. He was heartbroken.
I know, yeah, there were videos of him like
It was at the
beating
All-Star
up his
game,
team
yeah.
and everything.
Oh, yeah.
His whole team at home, and like he started breaking down. I was
Mhm.
like, damn, I'm about to start crying.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Yeah. So that's the difference. Also, going back to Maxey, I just think he's a better leader than De'Aaron, man. I love De'Aaron and been rocking for him this whole time in Sac, but his attitude is just, he's known as like the happiest player in the league.
Yeah.
No matter what the Sixers record is, Maxey's going to be smiling out there and having fun. He's also a killer. Like I saw it last night against Denver, the Sixers did lose in the end, but Tyrese Maxey he had that look in his eye that he was doing everything to get them to win. And it was only him out there. No Paul George, no Embiid. And it went down to the wire. It took a miraculous effort from Jokic to get the win over them. And I mean, Tyrese Maxey is just like stone cold killer. He's got that drive to be great. And I just feel like De'Aaron kind of, I'm not going to say anything on his behalf, but in my eyes, it feels like he thinks he's good enough already and that he doesn't need to get better. Tyrese Maxey, it seems like he wants to get better every day and make the guys around him better, which I don't know if De'Aaron does that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, I feel like this is Sabonis.
It is. It is.
It's starting to more revolve around him
Yeah.
and everything right now.
And he pumps his guys up.
He pumps everybody.
De'Aaron doesn't, I mean, I hate saying that because I feel like he used to.
He used to all the time.
Yeah.
Like when he was the Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
De'Aaron, like he was getting hyped every time running up and down the court. But like now I see Domas like every time he's running up to whoever made a good play, like,
Oh, yeah, let's go. Yeah.
and it gets me hyped up.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. I feel like De'Aaron did that with Keegan a lot in his rookie year when we went on that crazy run. And I feel like De'Aaron was, taking Keegan under his wing. And I mean, he probably still is doing that behind the scenes, but it's just it's not something we're seeing a lot on the court.
Yeah.
And especially with Malik, too. Malik and Domas are really the two guys that are the leaders on this team.
Yeah.
It's like, and it should be De'Aaron.
It should be
Yeah.
De'Aaron, but like it's business, man.
Yeah.
It's business.
Rich Paul, I think Rich Paul's getting to him a little bit.
Rich Paul also sucks as an agent.
Hate
Dude. Like I don't know. Like yeah, he has how many people in the league? Is a
lot.
A lot.
Ton.
And that's why I think he's a terrible agent. Because how are you gonna like be a good agent to that many people? And
Yeah.
Be able to like, I know he has a whole team working with him and like probably taking care of them, but I don't know.
I think the problem with him is he probably hasn't watched Kings games all year. Like he probably doesn't know what's really going on here, and then he goes behind. I mean, who knows if De'Aaron told him to say the rumor? Who knows if he went out there and said it? It's like we don't really know anything because De'Aaron's kind of just laughing it off on Twitter and posting stuff like nothing happened, but like everyone knows something's going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was Rich Paul behind the scenes, but like you can tell he hasn't been watching the Kings, especially since they fired Mike Brown and they've been winning. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah. It's the normal Sacramento disregarding. Like that happens to us
No love.
for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Complete disregard.
No love. Dev, any trade ideas off the top of your head, like anywhere?
Trade for Cam Johnson.
I mean, but the reason that we want to get Cam Johnson is to play with De'Aaron. That was like the main thing.
So then do that.
Honestly, yeah.
Convince him to stay.
That's what I'm hoping.
I mean, yeah.
I'm hoping we make a different trade, like a bigger one.
If it does happen, and I don't want it to happen, I don't think it'll happen, but if it does, I don't care where it is, just best offer available.
Yeah, but then if we trade for Cam Johnson and give up a pick or two, and then De'Aaron leaves,
The pigs.
that jeopardizes our
The
future.
pigs. I don't give a fuck about
I can get that. I mean, like Milo
If
said,
you're good-
we're not going to draft anyone that good.
it.
Anyway.
If you're good and you're planning on being good, your second round picks are more important than a late first.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the 30th pick is not that much different than the 35th pick. It's like, yeah. I mean, some other news on that. I mean, De'Aaron.
I don't know, check Twitter.
Just keep checking Twitter. Yeah. Oh, I did see a rumor that a trade could be in the works to get TRAE Young here in Sacramento.
No way.
That's how this is a whole article. I read the whole thing, and why it makes sense for the Hawks to do it because TRAE Young's on the same thing as De'Aaron, where he hasn't re-signed, and the Hawks are worse than the Kings right now, and Jalen Johnson is out for the year. Now that Jalen Johnson's out for the year, they don't have their first-round picks.
TRAE Young and Dyson Daniels don't do it
Not
right
Dyson
now.
Daniels. No, but we wouldn't be sending De'Aaron to Atlanta. We'd be sending him to San Antonio. And then San Antonio would send like Devin Vassell and then the Hawks picks back to them because then they're going to want their picks back. And then we get TRAE Young. I think he'd be dead. TRAE Young. But then the argument is that the defense would be absolutely horrible.
Dude,
With Domas and TRAE Young
horrible.
and Malik and
It's the
DeMar.
same thing. No matter what they do,
Yeah.
they have to get better bench players. They have to do something to figure out whether they do it before the deadline or in the offseason. They have to do something.
And TRAE Young doesn't play off the ball. I mean, if we're losing De'Aaron, that's not a bad.
I mean, yeah, but I still don't want him. You just, like, imagining him in a Kings uniform right now.
Would be sick.
Come
on.
Horrible in a Kings jersey.
I think it would be sick. The defense would be horrible, and we'd have to get him to buy in to play off the ball a little more because, Domas is such a good passer. And the only centers TRAE Young has ever played with, it's like a rim running, throw it up lob center. So it's like, we don't have anyone like that. We don't have not one person like that.
Malik Monk.
Yeah, but he's 6'3", so it's like, we need a big man for him to throw lobs to, and we don't have that. I can't imagine Domas, like, catching lobs from TRAE Young. Like, I mean, I know Domas can get up there, but that's not like his game.
No.
Or just, he dunks it, he takes his own.
Yeah, he does. He's got some posters.
Yeah.
Well, before we move on, the Sixers game, I mean, De'Aaron had 19 points. We were up in the first half. We were up, or I don't know about halftime. I don't think we were up at halftime, but we were up. And then in the third quarter, we were up.
It just
It was hard to watch.
Dude.
Yeah.
I was like, we're gonna lose this somehow.
It was like a
I don't
horrible
think
game.
Dončić was aggressive enough. He only took like
Yeah.
one shot in the second, something crazy like that.
Yeah, he only had 13 points.
But
Still
just the
triple.
way the second half went after that timeout when they got their biggest lead,
Yeah, I remember you were driving me home from the radio show and we listened and they were like, and G-Man, right, on the call, he was like, Kevin Huerter hit a three!
Yeah.
And me and Devin were like, what? No way, Kevin Huerter hit a three? And then get home, yeah, turn it back on, and they were like, it was a 1 point game after I got back. So it was rough. I mean, a bright spot in this one was Keegan, though. He was really aggressive getting to the hoop. He was 0 for 5 from 3, though.
How many dunks did he have?
I think he probably had 4 or 5, 6 dunks. He had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 8 field goals out of 15 attempts, but none from 3. So we need that shooting
I'm not
still.
worried about
Yeah.
shooting it though.
Oh, yes.
Our bench lost us the game.
Yeah.
Like, our starters all went off. They all had over 17 points, something like
Yeah.
that. And then the highest scoring player on the bench was Keon Ellis with 6 points.
Yeah, seems like.
So, like, you need at least you need 10 points from your best players off the bench coming into each game.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't happen, then you're doing, like I said, you're doing from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to lose.
Yeah. And there was a rumor that there was a trade on the table that the Kings and the Jazz were ready to both accept for John Collins. And then I think the report came out that the De'Aaron thing came out. So
Yeah.
I think that's why they didn't pull the trigger on that, which hurts.
That hurts.
I still would have done it, man. I mean, depending on what we were giving up, and as long as it's not 2 or 3 first round picks, I would have done it and convinced him, but maybe he told him that he's not going to do it anyway.
2 or 3 first round picks, you still got you can do something else with that.
Yeah.
Made another move type, but yeah, I agree. I think they got spooked by the report, and that's why I'm like, I don't understand who released it, because if they released it, they scared themselves. But if Rich Paul released it, then they panic buttoned for sure.
Yeah. I mean, with my thought on it, we if De'Aaron, if a player's requesting a trade, my brother said this to me yesterday, it's funny. If a player's requesting a trade and they say, oh, I want to go to this exact spot, doesn't that give you a little more motivation to not send him to that exact spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I?
Why would I do that? And
Yeah.
in the same conference, it's like the
No,
Kings would have to go through the Spurs.
Yeah.
I'd send him to an East team. I'd send him to freaking Brooklyn.
For
Like,
sure, I just
I can go deal with him over there.
I don't think it was said in that way, but yeah, I would definitely not trade him to like. It's the same thing with like. They're not going to do business with the Warriors. Like they're not going to do business with the Lakers. Like Darren doesn't even want to go to the Lakers. He's still a real one. Fuck LA, but yeah, I don't know. I just want to get to the game tonight, bro. I just want to watch basketball.
It's. I mean,
What
I hope
about Miami for Tyler Hero and
I'm down.
Chloe?
He's down.
They're not going to do
Yeah,
that
they-
though. That's the only reason is that they wouldn't do that. And
Or Tyler Hero and who else?
Bam, Bam.
Bam, not. It's just one.
I hate the reports I'm seeing about a potential Miami trade because we're not getting shit in return. We're getting Terry Rozier, Jaime Jaquez, and fucking Nikola Jovic.
What?
That's some reports I've seen.
No.
And I'm like,
That's
holy shit.
no, he's not that.
I know he's not that.
I know I said he was a smart man. He was a smart man because he brought it back to the playoffs. I know people are hating on that shit.
Yeah.
He brought it back to the playoffs.
He did.
After 17 years, we had the longest drought in sports history. Brought us back to the playoffs in 2 years. Got DeMar here, a superstar. Like, I said he's a smart man.
No, I know. Yeah.
Well, what year did Monty get here?
bro.
20.
Bro,
I
definitely.
feel like he got here in like 2020 or 2016.
I remember him on my phone with Bro in a chef hat. Like he was definitely cooking, but the last year and a half, Bro has not been cooking
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take away his stuff
Yeah,
that
no.
he's done.
for sure. But
2020,
he just
yeah.
pissing me off, bro.
So he got us back to the playoffs in 1 year, right?
Two.
Two. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So-
he did make the Domas trade.
He made the Domas trade.
That was ballsy.
Everybody said that we lost that shit for a
No.
long time, and it's clear that we did not lose that shit.
I mean, yeah, we didn't because Domas is so.
Don't try to argue.
No,
They're
because
in the same spot.
I mean, because now
Are you
De'Aaron.
saying that you would have traded De'Aaron instead of Tyrese? Now?
No.
I mean, if De'Aaron is going to get traded for pennies on the dollar, then I mean, Tyrese said he wanted to stay in Sac his whole career, and in Indy, an even smaller market, if we're being honest, than Sac, he's saying the same thing. So it's like, I don't know, Tyrese might just be more of a guy who's loyal to one franchise. Which, looking back on it, I wonder how we would have done with Domas and De'Aaron. I mean, Domas and Hallie. But I mean, we'll never know. So
Not good.
it's hard to think about.
I didn't think about that. Like that was years ago.
Even though I did better with Rashawn.
Rashad and Allie were.
I don't know why we never re-signed Rashawn or used him the same way because like he
Yeah,
was good with us.
I mean, we got Domas. That's kind of why.
Well, yeah, but like he would be good off the bench with us right now.
That
Yeah,
one game
that's what I'm
Domas
saying.
didn't play against the Lakers the year we made the playoffs.
He went
Bro
off.
had a triple-double.
Yeah, he did. He did.
That's what I'm saying. Like if
Yeah.
we had Rashawn off the bench, he would be a perfect backup center for us.
Or Chimezi Metu.
Yeah. Shout out Matt too.
Shout out
Shout
Monty.
out Mitchell.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. But, you know.
All right. So I think we should take our first break really quick.
Right.
Beam City Sports Inside Recess.
Cheers.
All right, we are back here at Inside Recess, a Beam City Sports Edition.
Yes.
You know, pouring rain outside. Sorry about the audio in the first half. If it's a little messed up, but you know, we're still working through the kinks of this. Pause. But yeah, we're gonna figure it out, and it's never gonna happen once we figure it out. So
No, yeah, it's the road to greatness, man.
Yeah.
we are on it right now,
Yeah.
and no road to greatness is easy.
yeah,
So,
that's true. It's gonna be a bumpy road, but we're gonna get to the top.
exactly.
Well said.
Yeah, well said. Well, we can start off the second half with
Mitchell's man of the week. I should probably pull up my notes for that.
yeah, who you got?
We need to
we've been
program sound to that soundboard.
I'm pretty sure there are some. These buttons are all soundboard. But Mitchell's man of the week, we were just glazing him the first half. So.
We're just lazy.
Tyrese Maxey from Philly.
Good pick.
Last 3 games, he has been on a tear. 38 points per game, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.5 steals over 3 games. Like I said at the beginning of the show, he's playing exactly like De'Aaron's playing. We want De'Aaron to be playing right now. And he's going to be a future star in this league if he's not already. superstar.
Yeah.
And he will have his own team at some point. He's going to lead his team.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good pick, great pick. He's kind of already leading this team,
Exactly.
with Embiid.
With Embiid out.
Not being there most of the games and PG falling off.
Yeah.
It's really Maxey's team at this point. And,
Yeah.
they've been looking good the last couple games. They're finally getting up in the standings a little bit. They're only a couple games out of the 10 spot. But, yeah, how are we feeling about Tyrese Maxey?
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah.
No, that's a great pick. I mean, I think he's only going to continue to get better. And I honestly, after this year, I don't know what they'll do with Embiid, but they definitely got to look to build around him and just, see where he could take them,
Yeah, definitely a good pick.
Thank you.
Like I said earlier, he's got that killer mentality, and he's the happiest guy in the league. So
Yep.
that's definitely someone you want to be around, someone that you want to have on your team as a leader. And you can tell he's motivating those guys over there. Yabusele looks great now. And all these other young guys on Philly are getting confidence because Tyrese Maxey's that good of a leader.
Hot take.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't think him and Embiid, either one of them will be out of Philly soon.
You think they will or won't?
One of them will be out of Philly soon in the next 5 years.
Shout out to our boy Domas over there, but we are
Yep.
back. Okay, so where were we? Tyrese Maxey. And you're saying he's going to be out of Philly, him or Embiid?
Him or Embiid will be out of Philly at some point. Come to Sacramento, Tyrese. come to be the man here.
Yeah, that would be sick.
But nah, realistically, I would see him being a part of the rebuilt Portland Trailblazers if they take the next step.
You put everyone on the damn Portland fucking Trailblazers.
I was really joking about Jimmy because
That's more realistic than fucking Maxey, because Maxey's a guard. They have Scoot, they have Shane
is
Sharp.
true.
They got some young
I just
guards.
want Portland to be good, man.
I like it. I like Portland. Underrated team.
I want Portland. What'd you say?
He said, "Fuck Portland." I mean, yeah, they are in the West. So it's hard but
I don't know. I've always liked Portland.
yeah, I mean, they're a cool team. I feel like they got that grit and grind kind of like old Memphis does. Yeah, with Zach Randolph being there way back in the day, that kind of instilled the toughness in Portland.
Zach Randolph.
No, that was probably a bad take.
Shout out Zebo, bro.
I would put money on Embiid being out more than Maxey. I feel like they're going to build around Max.
That's what I was actually going to say.
Yeah.
Is Embiid, I don't know, his time is over there. Just like we were saying, De'Aaron's time is over here.
Yeah.
It's like you try.
We're not saying that. I'm not saying.
Get into it.
But if you're. How long has Embiid been there? 12 years?
12 years.
Man,
No,
I don't know what year he
Honestly,
got
Dude,
signed.
been in the
honestly
league
close
for-
to 10, probably.
It's at least 10 years.
Yeah.
He's been in the
8
league for a
to
while
10.
because he was out for the first year of his career, right?
Yeah, he was out the first year of his career. He got drafted in 20. So his first year
Sorry,
playing
my
was
bad.
2016-17. So
Not 12 years. That's a long time. I
Like
need, to get
10.
I need to get my
like
numbers.
10.
Yeah,
Not
10
too
years.
far off.
Yeah.
Not too
He-
far off.
Still.
He was in the league a couple years before De'Aaron, so a year?
Yeah, probably a year.
That first year was probably his first year
But
playing.
yeah, so when you try and build something, a whole team around a guy like Embiid and it fails for 10 years, then time's up.
Yeah, time's up.
It's crazy. He really old it. That's why I reacted like that. I was like, damn, bro.
He looks 40, by the way.
His
Shout out,
knees
bro.
are
It is his 40th.
his knees are 50 too. So
Yeah, that's
Dude.
That's true. All right, well, Ty's take of the week. We talked about it a little earlier, but it's our guy Domas. My take is that if he was anywhere but Sacramento, he would be 100% an all-star, and the media would talk about him almost every day. And it's like the disrespect Sacramento gets, even being in California, and the Warriors right down the road. If he was in Golden State, he would get so much love, man.
Yeah.
Or if he was on a team like the Knicks or anyone in kind of a big market, he would be for sure an all-star lock, and everyone would just talk about him a lot more. So yeah, it's sad that he doesn't get the love.
yeah, we were talking about wanting to disagree with stuff just a second ago, but
Can't disagree.
I can't
with that.
disagree with that
Yeah.
because that's 100% true.
Yeah. Devin, Domas, would he be a star or somewhere else? Would he get more recognition?
Yeah, I think that's obvious, and it's just the small market. It's just what comes with it. Comes with the territory. I mean, but it low key felt like in Indy he was even a little bit more recognized, but comes with the territory.
He made the All-Star team in Indy
Twice,
too.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Made it once with us.
Should have been
but
3 times in sack.
It should. Yeah, it should have been.
Should have been 3 times in sack.
But there's too much glazing going on over in OKC.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, last segment before we jump into the main topic is ICU. My pick is from your Portland Trailblazers. You're now officially the biggest Portland Trailblazers fan. You got your
Not even a
rankings.
fan.
Your rankings of the Kings, the Magic, and probably Portland third. Hey, that's pretty.
You might
fire.
own a little
That's
bit,
pretty
a
fire.
little piece of the Portland organization by the way you be pushing them.
But my guy is Tumani Kamara. I'm pretty sure I shouted him out earlier in the year, but he is a dog, man. He leads the league in dog stat per game. He leads the league in charges, for one. He blocked Paolo twice the other night. Paolo tried to dunk on him 2 times in a row, and he just went up there and said, "F it, I'm gonna take the chance of getting posterized, put on ESPN." But he blocked him twice. They were nasty blocks, and he's such a good defender. And his 3-point shot is starting to fall, so he's been a great piece for them.
Yeah, that's what makes a great defender. Is you look at Wemby. Wemby's the most dunked on player in the league.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's exactly what you want for someone who you have down low.
Yeah.
If you want block shots, then you got to attempt it, and you're going to have to sacrifice a couple embarrassing moments. But I mean, who wouldn't want to say to their grandchildren down the road, "I got dunked on by LeBron James."
Yeah. I mean, Tumani is, someone who I think Portland will hold on to for a while too. I think he fits their timeline pretty good, and he's exactly what they need. He's a 3-and-D wing, super athletic, can guard multiple positions, so he's a great player out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we jump into our mid-season awards, I want to go over some other games out west last night that still matter to us because we're still 10th in the standings.
Yep.
Who cares if De'Aaron leaves? We're still making a playoff push.
Every game now, every night, the standings change in the West. It's just jump from 6th down to or up to 10th to 7th to 8th. It's nuts.
Yeah. Well, we can start in Golden State on national TV. The Suns blew out the Warriors by 25.
KD talking to Gary Payton during the game.
Yeah, KD was talking smack to GP on the side. Devin Booker had 31 points, 11 assists, and Steph Curry only had 14 points.
Dude, he's been struggling lately.
He's been struggling, man.
I think the Suns were taking the book out of the play out of everybody else's book and guarding him, just blitzing him every time.
Yeah.
And I don't know who it was, but they had somebody attached to his hip at all times. So I mean, that's the way teams are going to do it. And they've seen it's been working like
Dev,
this. So.
what do you think the Warriors should do with Steph?
Trade him.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else. The Warriors, I mean, they're trying to get Zach LaVine and Nikola
I think that would be cool if they got Zach LaVine. I'm not going to
That
lie.
would be pretty
That'd be
sick.
cool.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they need because if they're blitzing Steph, then you have another guy to help them out a little bit.
And then if they got Vooch with it like that, I
Yeah.
think it'd be tough to do, but that'd be nice. But I think if they got another, if they did that and then got another, big power forward somewhere for something, I think that'd be nice. That'd be some good pickups.
Yeah, they're nice.
Who are they trading though? The Warriors.
Man, the contracts, Wiggins has a big contract, so that would probably have to be thrown in there, which sucks because he's actually been pretty good this year.
He's been.
I don't know.
balling out.
I think they're gonna have to decide what
Kuminga,
they want to
Moody,
do. Yeah.
Podziemski.
Do they want to pay Kuminga or do they want to trade him and try to maximize the last couple years the Steph window?
Yeah, I'm back and forth with it for, wanting to see the Warriors succeed. With Kuminga, it's I don't think he's the guy. And giving him all that money, that really pigeonholes you into not many other stuff you can do. It's but then the argument is that Steph is older and then he's kind of your main guy building for the future. So it's do you pay him?
Decision, yeah.
It's a big decision, and they've been struggling with making it all year. They haven't made one yet.
Yep. And then they also have one of the worst coaches in the league.
Damn.
I'm sorry, he's not a good coach anymore.
He's one, maybe not anymore.
He just be doing-
He doesn't have much to work with.
He used
though.
to. Yeah, he doesn't have much to work
That's
with.
the problem.
But still, if you're a great coach and you don't have much to work with, you figure it out.
I feel like Steve is kind of he's kind of done
He's a
with
little
coaching. I
washed.
feel
Man.
like
He's an old coach. People have figured out his game.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have much in the bank.
he's
So,
gonna go out with Steph though.
Yeah.
And then my boy Nick's gonna take over.
Who?
Nick.
What's his name?
Nicholas. He's gonna take over.
Full name?
Well, we can jump on to the next game. The Bucks at the Spurs last night. We saw Giannis versus Wemby. What a duel! What a duel. Spurs ran away with it 144 to 118.
That was pretty nuts.
That was insane. Wemby blocked Giannis 2 times in a row early in the game, and that set the tone. Wemby hit a one-legged 3 on Giannis as well. I think Giannis has never been like spooked like that before in his career. Because you could tell after he hit that one-legged 3, Giannis was walking down the court and he was just like, shit, I can't do that.
I can't compete with that.
That's something I can't really guard.
How many one-legged threes has Wemby shot this year? Like
Definitely top 5 in the league.
lot.
Yeah, well, he had 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Just another day at the office for Wemby. Stephon Castle had 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He's so good. Man. He's so good.
Nice.
He's nice.
Damn, yeah, that's exactly what we would want to replace De'Aaron right now. But
He's like a young De'Aaron, but more of a. He's right-handed, obviously, so that changes things. But yeah, so I feel like him and De'Aaron play very similar. He also reminds me of Drew Holiday a little bit. But Giannis had 35 points, 14 rebounds, and Dame had 22 points, and it wasn't enough. They lost by almost 20 or 30. So, yeah.
And then Keldon Johnson had 24 right there. Man.
That's also someone rumored to come to Sac. He's been super inconsistent.
Yeah.
Super inconsistent, and he takes a lot of threes. He doesn't make a lot of threes. Don't know if I love
That sounds kind of familiar here.
It does. It does.
Shot takers. Gotta love them.
Yeah, gotta love them. Well, moving down the line, the Celtics beat the Pelicans last night on a game winner. Jason Tatum hit a game winner.
Yeah, he's nice.
Falling away. He might win Clutch Player of the Year, man. He doesn't get a lot of recognition for the amount of clutch shots he makes, but he's
been
clutch.
stepping up. He's been stepping up a lot. And then he's kind of making it known that the Celtics are his team.
Yeah. Like,
there was question last year that it was like, is it Jaylen Brown or him? But this year he's really like kind of defining that. It's like, this is my team.
For sure. And Trey Murphy last night was going off. He had 40 points. That's the Pelicans piece to build around right now is Trey Murphy.
Trey Zion, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Zion, when he plays, he does pretty good. And he looks jacked, but it came out that the Pelicans are not going to let him play in back-to-backs anymore. So...
Bro, just gonna have to go to the NFL. They only play 1 game a week. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he really does. Jaylen Brown did have 28 points, though. Tatum, 27 and 10. It was a crazy game down the stretch, but, Boston had trusted Jason Tatum, and he hit the game winner with 0.2 seconds left. So it was a fun game to watch. We're rooting for those East teams when they play against the West, even though the Pelicans are not really someone on our radar.
Gotta beat them all they're down, man.
Yeah, gotta beat them all they're down. Mentioned it earlier, but the Nuggets beat the 76ers last night in Philly.
That was a crazy game.
That was a crazy game, 137 to 134. Jokic was so clutch, man. He just, every time in the fourth, in the less than 2 minutes left, get Jokic the ball, and he scored every single time. 28, 9, and 13. But Tyrese Maxey had 42 points last night. 42 and 9. He was cooking out there.
Maybe MVP him, man.
And Yabusele had a career-high 28 points. So I wish Philly won that game.
Yeah.
But
I was really banking for that. I was working during it, so I couldn't watch like the whole thing. But I had to tell some customers, like, hang on, I got to watch this last 3 seconds real quick.
Yeah, but Jokic was too clutch, man. Too clutch. Well, some other games. The Mavericks lost to the Pistons. That's good to see. Cade dropped 40. Cade
Hating him.
Cade is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
nice.
So 40 points. Daniel Gafford had 2 back-to-back blocks on Asar Thompson and someone else trying to dunk on him, and that was pretty crazy to see. Kyrie at 28, but it wasn't enough. Pistons won by 15.
Yeah, Pistons are looking good.
Yeah. Mavericks are on a free fall. They need Luka back 2 weeks ago.
We don't. We need them to keep losing.
But that's just they're just gonna keep falling without him, I think. But they're kind of cooked.
Yeah, they're cooked.
Yeah, no, they're kind of done if they don't have him back.
Yeah.
And that kind of shows that Luka is if he played this whole year,
MVP.
Do you guys think he would be an MVP consideration?
I think it would be. Yeah, he'd be top 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just wasn't shooting the ball great from 3. I think his percentage was pretty bad, and his numbers are still crazy. 28, 10 and 9.
I mean, he was still he didn't play. He hasn't played half this year, and he's still number 6 in All-Star voting or 5. Like, come on.
Yeah, I would still have someone else over him in the MVP just because I mean, depending on where the Mavericks would be, though. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
he makes that kind of a difference.
Yeah.
He can do that.
yeah. All right. Well, next part, Dev. Give me a rant.
Huh?
Give me a rant, Dev.
All right.
Dev's rant of the week.
We're gonna go back to big fella over there in
Big
the corner,
fella.
bro.
Okay.
I just, I'm gonna call it an NBA conspiracy between all the coaches because, of how the organization did Mike Brown, and they're just mad that they did that and we're not completely shit. And so, I don't think there's any reason that Sabonis shouldn't have been an all-star, bro. Like, his numbers he should have been one last year. And then they add DeMar, and his numbers, everything, his points, rebounds, assists, it all goes up.
Mm-hmm.
He's shooting one of the best percentages in the league from everywhere and from three. And then, who was over him? Jaren Jackson. And the way Luke was talking about it, you'd think they'd want players, for the tournament style that could help them in the way he does. But they picked Jaren Jackson. Jalen Williams, okay. Maybe OKC had to have two because they're number one, but... Who was the other one? Sengun?
Yeah.
And that was what was really killing me when we played the Rockets on TNT is they were showing Sengun's numbers up with Sabonis, and the whole TNT panel was talking about how Sengun's about to be an all-star. He's about to make his first all-star team. When
Insane.
I'm looking right at it, and the numbers to the right are better over here for our guy. So you know what? It's just I'm calling it a conspiracy between all the coaches. They didn't want to see it. They're mad at the organization, and they're trying to keep him down, bro. I don't appreciate it.
Go off.
Go off.
I mean, we talked about disagreeing. I can't disagree with that either. I mean, looking at the numbers, it really pisses me off, man. It just pisses me off.
Really grinds my gears.
Really
man.
grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Grinds my gears.
But, Domas, like you said, his stats, every single stat is better than Sengun. Every single stat is better than
I think
all
he's
these
one
guys.
of the leading power forward / centers in almost every stat.
Yeah.
When you're one of the top 15 players in the NBA last year, and then you're probably going to be one of the top 10 players in the NBA this year, you're probably going to be second team All NBA center or forward, whatever it is.
He's going to be second team.
And then you don't make an all-star team those 2 years. And we're seeing did you see the other thing online where it's all the stats, and it was made the all-star team, all-star starter, made the all-star team, and then Sabonis, it didn't make it, and then everybody else below made it. It's just insane
It's
work.
insane, man. It's insane. I love that rant, though.
Something
that was
fishy.
much
man.
needed.
Something fishy.
Much needed
I had to
rant.
get that off my chest.
I mean, someone might be hurt, and then Domas makes it. Mm-hmm. I think he would be the first guy
I would hope.
to be a replacement.
For sure.
Who
He
picks
better be.
those, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
The coach
I
is?
don't really know how
I
that
don't
works.
But you would hope.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can jump into our midseason awards. Midseason awards.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna start with MVP. Luke, we'll start with you. Who's your MVP halfway through the year?
I was just talking about him last week on the bar episode, and I said that he's MVP right now. Nikola Jokic, for sure. He's dominating every game he goes into. He steps up clutch. He brings this team to a win all the time. And, I mean, Shea, yeah, he does it, but I don't know, he has a bit more of a background for him on that team. With the Nuggets, it's just he is the leader. They do have some pieces for him, but he is the team, really. And that's why they're so high.
I disagree. I had Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Can't believe I'm arguing for Shea. Being kind of a didn't love Shea.
You were hating on him
Yeah,
at the
I
beginning.
kind of was, but I
Yeah.
can't hate on him anymore. He's too damn good. And he dropped 50 the other night in a loss, though. But OKC, they rely on Shea as much as Denver relies on Jokic. I'll say that. Jokic is definitely the guy that's running that team over there, but Shea is also doing that in OKC. And without Shea, OKC is nowhere near where they are right now. But same with Denver, but OKC is just a better team. So that's why I'm going with Shea.
They just have more of a cast, though, on their team. All the way through the bench. They have a way better cast. Jokic kind of fills that gap that Nuggets don't have.
That's a good point, but I think Shea elevates these guys. Without Shea, this bench isn't as good as we think it is. And with Jokic, Jokic does the same thing, but they're worse in the standings. And the stats are pretty similar. Jokic definitely is more nearing towards a triple-double, but Shea is leading the league in scoring, or up in the top 3 in scoring.
Yeah, top 3, but then Jokic is in
Top 5.
He's a top 5 in
Yeah.
every single stat. Every single stat he's top 5,
Well,
if not top 3.
My final argument to it is that I'm tired of seeing Jokic win MVP.
Yeah,
That
is true.
Yeah, because you're making great points, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to argue that Jokic doesn't deserve it,
Yeah.
because, I mean, he kind of does. But,
Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
Personally, I want Shea to win MVP.
Yeah.
I would like to see that because I've loved OKC ever since it was James Harden, Russ, and KD. And Perk got a shout out. No, yeah, I don't know. And my last argument for you is I'm right and you're wrong.
Well, I bet money that the voting will go how I predict it. It's going to be Shea winning it. And,
Should we place a bet here?
Okay. $10.
$10. See it on the camera.
Shea's going to win it. I can't believe I'm going for Shea. What am I doing? I mean, it's just the facts, though. Dev, who you siding with, man? You're the decider.
I'm not going for Shea, but Shai just I think he will win it. I think Luke did make some good points, but you can't really fault a guy for being on a good team, and when he is the best player on that good team. So I think they're, like you said, they both really do a lot for their team, and they're both the most relied on players for their team. And I think it'll even open up more for Shai Gilgeous when Chet comes back.
Yeah.
Like, I just think he's only going to be better. Like, I think a lot more stuff's going to be freed up. And I will say I've gained a little bit more respect because Burrow's hoops have become a little bit more ethical this year. He's not doing the foul baiting like I did to Luke when we was hooping on Wednesday after the show. Reached in and I said, "Hey, I'm Shai Gilgeous."
Goddamn.
Yeah, but I think he should win it this year. And no discredit to Jokic. I think it's like the same thing with him. He's having one of the best statistical seasons of his career. But I do think
the NBA.
Yeah, of the NBA too. Yeah. So, but I do think that for me, I factor in you would argue the team around him, but I do factor in the standings.
Yeah.
And they're the best team, and he's the best player on that best team. But it's not up to me ultimately, and we'll see how the voters vote. But if I had to pick one, I'd go Shai Gilgeous.
It's going to be a close race. I definitely had Jokic 2, and then I had Giannis as my third. Definitely
I'd
top
probably
three.
pick Giannis
Yeah,
in third.
he definitely deserves that. All right, well, next award
It's
is...
a bonus at third, actually.
he's
He'll be top 8.
Yeah, maybe.
He
It's
was
defensive
5
player.
last year.
Defensive player of the year. Dev, we're starting with you this time. Who's your defensive player of the year? This should be an obvious one.
No, I'm different. No. E.T. over there in San Antonio, obviously. There's nothing what's he? How many blocks a game is he averaging?
4.
It feels like he gets 4 a game, or even more than 4 a game. So it's just
3 or 4.
it's disgusting. I don't know how any NBA player has the confidence to drive on him, let alone he does get dunked on, which is insane to me. But it's like you said, defense is like you said on Wednesday, defense is effort, and he gives that effort, and just his freak athleticism allows him to do a lot more. So. Yeah, Wemby's definitely mid-season, and at the end of the season, he'll probably be the.
Yeah, it's Wemby. It's Wemby for sure. You had Wemby as well.
I got Wemby.
Yeah, my second, or you can say your second first if you want.
I got Jalen Williams at second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's some other guys.
The only reason why is
He who
because,
shall not be named.
I was gonna go with Daniels on the hop.
Yeah.
Pause. And we're back after some technical difficulties. Again, sorry about that. Talking about my runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year, I did say Jalen Williams, but I'm switching that up to Dyson Daniels over in Atlanta. Doing the same thing as Wemby, but on the steal side, he's averaging 3 steals a game, which is kind of unheard of now. And what I wanted to say is, should there be a new Defensive Player award for guards and big men? Because now
Didn't Jalen Williams say that?
he did say that.
Yeah.
And I kind of agreed with that too.
Yeah.
Because
He's scared of smoke from what he just.
it's just there's so many different aspects of defense in NBA right now. It's in NFL they have different defensive awards, offensive awards.
Same with baseball.
You sound like
baseball position.
You sound like Adam Silver right now, bro. 10-minute quarters and shit.
Oh
No,
my
what?
God! He did say, back to the. I agree with that honestly.
It's just they should add another kind of branch award for that.
Yeah, definitely agree. It would be cool to see a big man Defensive Player of the Year and then a guard Defensive Player of the Year. That'd be pretty cool because we don't see guards win it a lot. Mm-hmm. But
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart was the last one. Dyson Daniels was also my runner-up, though. Like you said, 3 steals a game. crazy. And he's one of those guys that's good, like, defending people one-on-one and also defending, like, as a team defender. A lot of guys are either one or the other. Like, Rudy Gobert isn't a good one-on-one defender, but he's a good team defender.
I'm a good team defender.
When you try.
When I'm nah. You're right.
But yeah, Dyson's both. And
He's nice.
He's nice. He's tough. Not a lot of people score on him. Another guy I had in the runner-up was Amen Thompson. Definitely deserves some love.
Yep.
Felt like Kobe. But yeah,
If
his
you had
defense
10
is crazy.
chances to get a bucket on any of those three, could you do it
No,
for your life?
I don't think I could.
I could. No, I'm just kidding.
DeMarion one midi. But no, I don't think anyone of us three or anyone that we know can get a bucket on any of these guys.
I don't think so.
They're freak athletes and just quick feet. Wemby is 7'4". You're not getting a shot up over him. You're not going to the hoop on him.
There's
He's
only
720.
there's only
Yeah.
500 people in the NBA, something like
Yeah,
that.
and
Like,
those guys aren't scoring on him.
and those guys, yeah, exactly.
It's
So,
like, damn.
no,
Yeah, well,
no, absolutely no.
He's easy defensive player of the year. But sixth man of the year, I'll start with me. I had Peyton Pritchard out in Boston. Shout out he's been balling this year, man. He went from only getting garbage time minutes, and garbage time minutes is a tough place to be in the NBA, because you only get to play about 2 minutes when the game's a blowout. And some guys go out there and say, I'm going to make my garbage time count and I'm going to earn some minutes. And other guys kind of just play passive and don't want to get their shooting percentage bad. Peyton Pritchard's always been a guy to go get his bucket, and it's really paid off. Now he's going to be the sixth man of the year. Boston relies on him so much for scoring off the bench, and it doesn't matter who he's on the floor with. He's going to shoot that rock. If he's on the floor with Tatum and Brown and Derek White and Drew Holiday, he's going to shoot that rock. So he's not scared of the moment. Love Peyton Pritchard.
I'm going to agree with that, but what I wanted to do is have Russell Westbrook as sixth man of the year. But
been
he's
starting.
slowly becoming a starter.
Yeah.
So his sixth man of the year ballot has completely dropped off.
Yeah.
But if he was still sixth man of the year, I would put Russell Westbrook immediately.
Yeah, that would be a
Yeah.
fun pick. If they continued off the bench with him, I
Yeah.
could see that. But,
Should have been Malik this year, bro.
And then,
yeah. All right.
Peyton
Well,
Pritchard, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good pick. Bro, it's all, the white boys that come off the bench, bro, around the league, just nice, and it's insane. But,
Yeah.
shout out, they're representing.
and
So,
he's the best one for sure.
Yeah.
And some other guys I had were DeAndre Hunter from Atlanta. He deserves to be a starter, but they're still bringing him off the bench, and he's having games of 25 points, 30 points. So
I mean-
he should deserve some love.
yeah, that's a player like kind of like Malik Monk, where if you need scoring, if you need scoring off the bench, like you can rely on him for sure to be that leader and
Yeah.
like come in and revitalize that second squad.
Yeah. Another guy, had to show him some love. He's third in bench scoring this year is Naz Reid. Yeah, I love his game, but he did rob Malik out last year. But he still deserves some love in that conversation. But Malik should have won that last year, man. That was robbery.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
After All-Star snubs last year, robbed that last year of six man, and then this year got robbed. I'm not surprised.
Depressed.
Very depressing here in Sacramento.
All right, well, we can move on to Rookie of the Year. I'm going to start with you, Luke. Who's your
should we just all say it at the same time? Or you guys
Is it-
going? Are you different?
It might be different.
3, 2, 1. Stephon
Jalen
Castle.
Wells.
Wells.
Oh,
okay. I mean, Stephon Castle's my number 2.
Yeah,
Could go back and forth.
I was going back and forth
Yeah.
between this selection, but right now where Stephon is at, he's had kind of a lot of bigger games than Jalen Wills. Jalen Wills has been balling, and he's been very reliable.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephon's kind of he's on a different level, I feel like, than Jalen Wills, and he's going to be that next step player even sooner. So, I mean, I think he's already there.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. But Jalen Wills has been super consistent. I feel like that's the argument there. Is
Yeah.
that Castle's been a little more inconsistent. Jalen Wills has been consistent all year. Earned a starting spot over there in Memphis, third in the West, as a second-round pick. So that deserves a lot of love, and I think he will win it, and I think he deserves to win it. Dev, you going with Jalen?
Yeah, Jalen Wells. That 30 against Sac was all I needed to see. I think he missed like 1-3
That
or
was
something
pretty.
like
That was
that.
pretty cool to see.
That was wild.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Gotta shout out the Folsom love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta shout out Folsom.
Played against him in high school. He was probably cooking this. I don't really remember it too much. I was a sophomore, but he's probably torching us out there. And he's a great defender, too. Earlier in the year, he held Steph to one of his lowest scoring games of his career and one of his worst shooting percentages of his career in a game. And that was Jalen Wells. And Steph said after the game, he's never been guarded like that. And Jalen Wells, what he does is he puts his head into the
That's a
defender.
lie.
He was capping.
Keegan.
He was capping.
Keegan.
Keon Ellis,
that.
the Curry
Jalen Wells
stopper.
is like, he does it a different way though. He puts his head into the defender's chest off the ball. And that's why Steph couldn't get any space on him. And Jalen Wells, his job was to not let Steph touch the ball, and he did a pretty damn good job of that. So, I mean, he's really good. He's really good. My third guy, though, was Yves Missy from New Orleans, out of Baylor. He's been a great athletic center for them, and I think he's going to be a piece for them to build around in the future. Depending on what happens with their other guys, he's going to be one of those guys they want to keep. So, watch out for him.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to most improved player. Want to see?
This was a tough one.
Yeah, this was a tough one. Interesting award.
Interesting award. I picked Norman Powell though.
So did I.
Just because of the point jump that he had. It's nearly 10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on a winning team too. But I was really trying to decide between him and Cade Cunningham because Cade is on a winning team.
Yeah.
A winning team that was failing like the past decade.
Yeah.
And his points and assists and rebounds all jumped up by like 3 or 4. And then his defense has also been phenomenal. So that was a tough decision, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to ignore the Norman Powell like jumping that much, especially this old.
Yeah, he would be the oldest, most improved player ever. But the award has kind of shifted to go to guys like Cade Cunningham. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cade ends up winning it, sadly, because Norman Powell probably won't get a shot at another award in his career, and we know Cade will definitely be in the running for a lot of awards in his career. So I hope Norman Powell gets that love, but Cade Cunningham, he's a dog, man. He's killing out there in Detroit. And my third guy was Dyson Daniels. He deserves some love still on the Defensive Player of the Year and the most improved last year. Went from being in New Orleans, off the bench, not a big part of the team, and now they trusted him in Atlanta, and it's paying off. So, who's your number one then? Deb, you go Norman or Cade?
Yeah, I'm rooting for what would he be the oldest player to win most improved? So I'm rooting to see that. And, I had him as an underrated all-star, put him on my all-star ballot out there.
Shout out.
I got to stick with my boy.
Yeah, shout out.
That's a game.
All right. Well, Coach of the Year. I will start. I had Kenny Atkinson from the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think he's going to run away with it.
Yeah, he kind of already has run away with
Yeah.
it just with this unsuspecting Cleveland Cavaliers team. And then you also have to show some respect to Darius Garland too, because I think he's been a very slept-on player this year who has made so much of an impact over there. But Kenny Atkinson, being able to bring that whole team, a very young and they've played together for the past 3 years, this team that they have. But that's a young team to build chemistry around, and he's done a phenomenal job with that.
Yeah, this is his first year in Cleveland, and he's been a difference maker over there, changing the whole flow of the offense, getting Evan Mobley to be an all-star. So
then I also have to say, Ime Udoka is right there, right behind him.
He deserves
with
some love
even
too.
A younger team that has been together less time. So that's something that's a little argument right there.
Yeah, I had Jamal Mosley also in my running from Orlando.
Okay.
All the injuries they dealt with, and still being kind of up there in the East is very impressive.
Very true.
But Dev, going with
Sleeper, JB Bickerstaff.
out in
I
Detroit.
Think, as of right now, we'll see. But if they make the playoffs, I think he should get some love for Coach of the Year for
I
sure.
like that. I like that a lot. He deserves some love.
Man, it's tough to disagree when we're all so smart and have some
same.
good takes.
Yeah.
Some ball knowers. Pause.
Maybe we'll get into some arguments later in the show. Stick around. But Clutch Player of the Year award. This was a tough one as well. Still rocking with him. He's up there.
I'm gonna rock with Fox still because he comes into the fourth quarter and
That's the only quarter he's good.
That's the only quarter he's been good this year. He goes into the half at with 10 points sometimes.
If he's up there in the running, I'm gonna go with him. So, but I don't got no argument against.
Real take though. Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Damn. Respect. Finally. Yeah.
Real talk. Jason Tatum's probably gonna win it. Just like I said, he's shown that this is his team and shown that he's the reason why they were championship winners, kind of. But yeah, Jason Tatum.
I definitely had Tatum in the running. I had Darius Garland winning it though, even though a couple weeks ago he missed 2 free throws to tie the game. In the
Disqualified.
I think it was against Houston, and he missed 2 free throws to tie the game, so that hurt his case. But besides that, he's been so clutch all year. De'Aaron will definitely not win it though. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's me hoping, but
I know. Even
Yeah.
if he leads the league in fourth quarter points and all that, but there's no way he's going to win it. I mean,
Yeah.
especially after all this. Like, what if he's on a different team? And he's not going to win it. Well, Jokic also deserves some love in there, too. He's so good, man. He can score whenever he wants.
he doesn't need that award.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. All right. Well, that was our awards. I did make 3 All NBA teams. I want to see if you guys agree.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Yeah. Well, first team All NBA is Shea. How do you say it?
Shai
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Definitely deserves that. Giannis also a lock. Nikola Jokic also a lock. Jason Tatum a lock as well.
Yeah.
Fifth guy was tough. I went with Carl Anthony Towns though. That's my
that.
fifth guy.
Cat needs more respect too
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
on the East Coast because his name isn't really being talked about.
Forgot
enough.
about Cat.
But yeah, I like Cat at first.
Yeah, that will be an interesting spot for that last guy on the first team, but the 4 guys besides that are locks for sure. Second team, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, Victor Wembanyama, and Domantas Sabonis. That was my second team All-NBA. Crazy Domas deserves that, and he's not an All-Star.
Yeah.
It's like pretty wild.
Almost like personally, I kind of like that second team more than the first team.
I mean, those other guys on the first team are MVP caliber, though.
Yeah, they are. But
Yeah.
like, it's just together. Like, I feel like I like that second team a lot.
Those would be interesting games.
That would be a
That's
really
for sure.
Maybe we play that on 2K.
I'm down.
Dude, that'd be nice.
Dev, any disagreements with that second team?
No. Maybe Sabonis on first. No, I'm just kidding. No disagreements.
Yeah, Brunson, he's top 5, bro.
Brunson
Tony.
is, yeah,
He's top 5.
you kind of convinced me on
Yeah.
that. I disagreed with that. I think
At first,
but he's been convincing me lately. You've been convincing me. With
He
that.
is different.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe Donovan Mitchell first because of team
record.
success and stuff. But it's hard to take Giannis, Jokic, Tatum, or Cat out. I mean, maybe I don't know. It's positionless, right?
yeah, it's positionless.
Yeah, maybe I'd switch Cat and
Donovan.
That is
Donovan's
one
only
thing.
averaging like 23 points a game, though. So that's kind of
Yeah.
It was iffy for me to put him on the second team because guys on the third team are averaging way more points, but Cleveland just that good. So,
Yeah, you gotta.
yeah.
I mean, they don't. Do they consider wins with the whole first team and stuff? Because that's tough to say.
at least a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So
yeah,
at
Yeah.
least in my opinion, I would. So that's why I'd say that. But I
Yeah.
can't speak for them voters.
all right. Last team, third team All NBA. I had Cade Cunningham,
Okay, no.
Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, LeBron, and Anthony Davis.
Damn.
No Steph Curry on my All NBA teams. What am I doing?
You got Booker down there.
I mean, Steph. Yeah, I had D Book as my last spot. Kind of. It
Yeah.
was tough. His stats look really, really, really good.
They do. Yeah.
Even
That
though
is
Phoenix is not that good, they're kind of playing better lately.
They
but-
are at least better than the Warriors, though. So.
Yeah, and Steph, his numbers are way down. He'll probably make it just from love, but kind of like the All Star thing. But I went with D Book as my guy, and LeBron obviously going to be on there as well.
It's definitely gonna be on. There.
Yeah, and Anthony Davis.
They might sneak LeBron
that
onto
too.
the second team.
They,
They
might
probably
try,
will,
probably
yeah.
sneak him up there.
They probably will. Well, any guys come to mind that didn't make it on my list? No Kyrie.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say no Kyrie.
That was a
or-
tough one to keep off.
Yeah,
Him
that was
and
gonna be the
Booker.
first one because
Yeah.
I would probably put Kyrie over Booker.
Yeah, that's a
Not
good
gonna
point.
lie.
He's been a better leader.
He's been a
so
leader
far.
on the team. He's by himself out there, really. I mean, you can consider PJ and
PJ's been
He's
balling.
been balling, but like
He doesn't have Kevin
realistically,
Durant.
he's not like yeah.
Yeah,
Realistically, Kyrie's like the head of that dragon right there.
for sure.
Sengun.
Oh man, he probably will make it, man.
I love
Over-
Sengun, like,
Yeah.
but he should not have been All Star.
Yeah.
and he should not be All NBA.
Jaren Jackson also will probably get some love on there.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Dylan Brooks should. I'm joking.
Dylan Brooks. Well, trade deadline is next Thursday.
Yeah, scary. It's
This Thursday
scary
actually
times
coming up.
right now.
Yeah, February 6th. Trade deadline.
We'll talk to you the day before.
Yes, we will. I don't know if some moves will be made already, or we're gonna have to wait till the final minutes.
Might
But
be like the Mike Brown where we have the show and then
No,
the next
please
day.
stop. Don't speak that into existence.
gotta just keep checking Twitter. That's all we can do.
My phone
It's
dead right
X.
now, so I'm
It's not
scared.
Twitter. It's X.
Oh,
Get
my
that
God.
right.
Shout out Elon.
No, do not. No.
Don't. All right, cut
Fuck
it. Cut
that.
it.
Cut that
We'll
guy.
be back for a fun debate episode or debate segment.
Yeah.
In a couple minutes.
Cheers.
All right, we are back for the final segment on Beam City Sports Inside Recess Edition. Pouring rain outside still, but now we're going to be going over the best debates in the NBA, player by player. We created 2 wheels, a tier 1 tier 1 wheel, and a tier 2 wheel. And so first we're going to start off Devin versus Luke. The first player that's on the wheel that is selected is going to be Luke's player. So be ready to look up stats.
Okay, my phone's
You're going to be the second. Well,
you're shit out of luck.
You're going to have to go off what you know. All right. Spinning the wheel. Here we go. This wheel has about 8 names on it for tier 1. The best players in the league. Here we go. Luke, the wheel's spinning for your first name. Jason Tatum is your first name on the wheel. All right, Devin, let's see who you...
Jason Tate, yum.
Let's see who Devin gets. So it's going to be Luke going for Tatum. Going against Giannis.
Damn, that's tough.
Okay. Minute is going to be on the clock. Luke, you have 1 minute to argue for Jason Tatum. 3, 2, and 1.
All right. First of all, Devin, you're stupid. That's what I thought. Jason Tatum is someone right now who you could immediately build around and know exactly what you need. He's a sole proprietor right there at small forward. Can kind of do some guarding at the power forward spot, but not really. I mean, he can do that. He can do that. I'm trying to argue. He can do that. Giannis, I don't know. He kind of runs everywhere on the floor. You can't get a full team around him to build like a solid, consistent team. Jason Tatum, the Celtics are going to be a dynasty team to win multiple championships with the team that they have right now because it's easy to build around him. It's easy to find the players that kind of fill the gap. And also Jason Tatum, he's a handsome man. He's a good dad. He averages 26 points a game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 45% shooting. And I can say his name.
Time. All right. Oh,
dude, PTSD.
My bad. Okay. That first minute was fun. Devin, you're gonna argue for Giannis in 3, 2, and 1.
All right.
Giannis.
Wrong.
How many MVPs he got? 1?
Giannis.
He won a championship before Tatum with a, worst team around him. I'd say. Not as good. Bros, I'll tell you how they go. I'll tell you how they're going to get a good team right now. Is all they got to do is get some shooters. They got Dame. Chris Middleton, I don't know what he's doing over there, but he's selling. We need him to come back. But get some shooters around him and let him take the ball up the court every time. I've seen this. I've witnessed this firsthand. And there's nothing anybody can do to stop him. No NBA team has a player. Okay. No NBA team besides the Spurs has a player that could stop Giannis, that could guard Giannis, that can maybe even slow him down and make life tough for him. It's easy for him. There's nothing out there he can't do. And just let him take the ball up, let him drive, let the whole team collapse on him, and just kick it out, bro.
Time. All right. Luke, you have a 30-second rebuttal.
Dude, Mike.
30-second rebuttal. Coming up. This is your last argument.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
3, 2, and 1.
I think you're completely wrong on that. First of all, Jason Tatum, he's so versatile. Like he can get anything going. His post game, he looks like Kobe on the post game. Obviously, he tried to mimic some things and made it a little cringy, but he can mimic some of the greatest players that have ever played the game, and he does it consistently. And there's nothing else that you need from that superstar of a player if you can consistently hit every single shot around the court, in, out, anywhere, mid range.
Time. All right, Devin. 30-second rebuttal in 3, 2, and 1.
He's corny, bro. He copies other players' quotables, bro. That's not my type of championship guy, bro. I want you to be original. You gotta be yourself, bro. He trying to be other people, but
The ring though.
He did get the ring, but he quoted about 4 different people in one night. That was crazy. I'm surprised he didn't do the Kobe pick with the trophy. That's my main argument.
Okay. Okay. Going over, both your guys' arguments. I think Luke started out a lot stronger than you. You wasted about 15 of your first minute,
No.
15 seconds of not knowing what to say.
No, I didn't.
But then you kind of went at it with Giannis. You said he's unstoppable going downhill. But then Luke fought back and said his post game is different. he's a better shooter, and they both have a ring, all this stuff. My vote as the judge, who I think won the debate, I think I'm gonna have to go Luke with the first debate. I don't think you had much.
Let's go.
You could have went way better with Giannis.
My
You
phone
could have had
dead,
a lot more to say.
My phone dead.
I mean, Giannis is unguardable. You could
That's what I
have,
said.
and the defense is a lot better than Tatum's. I think
Honestly,
could have done a lot better.
if I had Giannis as an argument, I would still win the argument, dude.
Yeah, well,
I would have got it.
round 1 goes to Luke. Okay,
Let's go.
well, so now winner moves on.
What moves on?
I'm me and
Oh,
Luke
shit.
going against each other. Are we sticking with tier 1 or are we going to tier 2?
Let's stick with tier 1. Fuck it.
The winner gets to decide. Tier 1. All right, Devin, you're going to be the judge and Timon. So, Luke, you want first pick or second pick? You want the first player that gets up or the second?
I'll decide that.
oh,
You get
God.
the second. I'm the judge here.
So I get the
Come
first
on.
one.
Yeah.
You got to spin. it.
Tyler, get the first one. Here we go.
Okay, let's see who it is.
Tier 1 players. Shea
Hey,
Gilgeous.
I'm just glazing Shea.
You got Shea
That's
Gilgeous.
insane.
Luke, you
Luke.
have Shea Gilgeous.
Nope.
Oh,
Spin it
wow.
again, spin
See,
it again.
they just wanted me to get that twice. Here we go. This is your real player.
Paolo.
Oh, the stars are aligning, bro.
Oh,
Okay, go to timer. Sorry. Go to
I
timer.
think I already.
Okay. So me first?
Go like this.
You're just
Yeah.
gonna do that? Okay.
What is it? 1 minute?
Yes, 1 minute. Tell me when to
All
go.
right, your minute starts right now.
All right. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is obviously the MVP of the league right now. The best guard in the league, I would say. He's averaging 33 points a game almost, and his mid-range is unguardable. Going against a guy like Paolo, Paolo's definitely bigger in size, but Shea is smoother with the ball. He gets more guys involved. He's a more well-rounded player, and people against Paolo, they're going to leave him open from 3. They're going to make him, take those threes. Even if you're doing that with Shea, he's still going to get to his mid-range. He's unguardable there, and he can draw fouls whenever he wants. Also, he brings the chemistry up. Paolo does that as well, but I think Shea does that more. And they view him as that number 1 guy in OKC, and they're the best team in the league. So it's hard to argue against a guy like Shea right now. And the 3-point shot is better than it's ever been. So if he's hitting that on any given night, you're not going to win. There's no way you can beat that Thunder team if Shea's hitting from 3. And, Paolo is the same way, but he's a lot more inconsistent from 3. And Shea, he's the MVP. So,
Shut up.
okay.
All right.
Luke,
All right, definitely gonna be a,
Started it off
gonna be a
strong.
tough argument.
reset.
My ears are plugged. I can't really hear. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
All right, Luke, your minute for Paolo begins right now.
All right. Well, obviously, Orlando Magic, one of my favorite teams right now, and Paolo, one of my favorite players, playing like this guy's glorious king LeBron right now.
Happy for
Not
you.
right now, but he plays like him. He storms down the court. He gets any shot down low, mid-range, anything like that. True, his 3-point shot isn't comfortable. It's not right, but he has the people around him that can make that shot. They're building around him right now. He can get the team just as involved as Shea. I'm arguing that right now. He passes the ball. He can facilitate. He can do all of that with the team that's a little bit lesser than OKC. And he's coming back from an injury right now. And he's still balling out the same level that he was before. This is a player that anybody would build around. Besides, OKC because I got Shea. But Paolo is a tier 1 player and is a 1A player that I would love to have here in Sacramento probably too.
Okay. I like that. All right.
All
30
right.
second rebuttal.
Dude,
I'm ready.
my ears burn. All right. All right. Your 30 seconds starting right now.
Shea going against Paolo, he's more of a guy that can lead a team to a championship. I'm going to say it right now. I think Shea is that number 1 guy, and he's unguardable. I've said it so many times, but his defense is also underrated. He gets a lot of steals. He's got that long wingspan, and he doesn't have to guard the best guy every night, but he's definitely capable of doing that. And, he can guard more positions than Paolo, I want to say.
No.
He can't guard the bigs, but he can guard 1 through 3. Paolo could probably guard 5 or 4 or 3. So that was a bad rebuttal.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
All right.
It's okay. 30 seconds.
30 seconds for you and Paolo. Start right now.
If Shea and Paolo went 1v1 right now, I'm taking Paolo out of 7 games.
Damn.
Just because first size obviously makes a big difference with that, but defense, I think Paolo's going to lock him up too. That's automatic. Paolo's going to be a dominant player like that. He's one of the best 1v1 players I think, and when it gets to open space in the league, and if he can get in with that against Shea, it's done deal. Done deal.
Okay. Devin, you're the judge.
All right. So, I mean, I feel like it was kind of easy, for Tyler. He got the MVP. And, I feel like there's no way you're going to convince me that Paolo a better player. But,
I was doomed from the start.
when you hit me with he would win in a 1v1 right now, I almost picked you. But, I got to give it to Tyler with the Shai Gilgeous. But
good argument.
That was a great argument, Almost, I want to say, better. But because it's, I know who the better player is, you're not going to convince me otherwise. I can't say.
Well, as a judge, we got to go who won the argument. You got to act like you don't know who these players are.
Yeah.
So you can give it to Luke.
Who? No, I'm just kidding. I keep my judgment.
Okay. All
Dude,
right.
my ears is really plugged.
So me versus Devin now.
Devin versus Tyler coming up.
All right. Are we doing tier 1 or let's go to tier 2 now?
Tier 2 players.
Oh no, tier 2.
It's going to be 8 players on this wheel. Or no, a little bit more than that. Shit.
Okay, who gets first? Who gets second?
All right. We're going to give Tyler the first one.
Okay. Spin that thing.
Spit on that thing?
Tyrese Maxey,
Ooh.
first player.
Okay.
And then for Devin,
That bands.
we got Caden. We got Caden.
Caden.
Alrighty.
Go to the timer.
Let's get this timer going.
All right.
First minute coming up for Tyler on his argument for Tyrese Maxey. 3, 2, 1, start.
Tyrese Maxey is, a way better shooter than Cade Cunningham. And he's a lot faster. Cade might be able to get to the basket a little more, but Tyrese Maxey still uses his speed and is able to get by anyone. Also, he can make his guys around him better. Like I said earlier in the show, he's a leader, and he's always happy out there. Cade Cunningham also has that leadership, but I think Tyrese Maxey has it to a different type of level. And, his defense is also a little underrated as well. He's a smaller guard, but he fights out there, and he's stronger than a lot of people think. He's been in the weight room a lot since he's been in the league. And, going into a draft, I would probably think that Cade Cunningham is more of a guy I'd want, but Tyrese Maxey is a guy that I think can lead a worse team more than Cade Cunningham can. We've seen Cade on bad teams his whole career, and they never did anything. Now Detroit has a little more help, and Tyrese Maxey's in the same situation in Philly with no help, and he's getting them to almost in the play-in. So that's why I'm going with Tyrese Maxey.
Time.
Okay. Dev, Cade, and
All right. You ready, Dev?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, start.
I don't think that that argument really, Cade's been on bad teams, but, it's the Pistons, bro. They've been the worst team in the league for the last 10 years. And he's gotten better every year. And he might be shooting bad, but that always, we've seen players improve their shooting, even terrible shooters improve a little bit. But I don't think with his game that really matters. That's not what he's looking to do. He's a lot of guards in the league are smaller than him. He's trying to body them. He's trying to get to his spot. He's probably going to be one of the best mid-range scorers in the NBA when he, starts to develop more and gets longer through his career. And I think the defense, he could, obviously his size, he could probably stay with guys bigger than him. And I think it's just more versatile. And I think if he was on a team like the Sixers, but if he got drafted to a better team, then I think he would have probably, came out, probably maybe won Rookie of the Year and, would have helped his team get to a playoff and contend for a playoff spot and playoff push if he would have got drafted to a good team. But, it is the Pistons, and that's the worst team in the league. So.
Okay, good argument. All right, 30-second rebuttal.
I like that.
I'm ready for it.
All right, Tyler's 30-second coming right now.
All right, my argument is that 3 is more than 2. And especially in today's NBA, Tyrese Maxey is more of a guy I'd want on my team. Because Cade Cunningham gets to that mid-range, right? And he posts up smaller guards, which is great. But Tyrese Maxey can shoot it from the logo. He can pull up from anywhere. And his handle might be a little better than Cade Cunningham as well. Off a double team, Cade Cunningham has also turned the ball over a shit ton this year. Leading his team in turnovers by a wide margin because he's getting thrown double teams a lot of nights. All right, well, I'm ready for Dev.
Damn. Wait, what was the first thing you said?
3 over 2.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, go ahead.
2, 1, 30-second rebuttal? No.
Yeah, I don't think it's an easy argument for, 3 is better than 2, but I think if you have guys on your team that can hit threes, then that doesn't really need to be what you do. And then, what was the second thing you said? I had a good second part, but I forgot what you said in the second part. Hold on. What did you say in the second part?
I don't remember.
You got me blanking on it. I'm fucking judging.
Okay. No, we'll just go with that. We'll go with that.
I said Cade's been turning the ball over.
Oh yeah, I think any player who has the ball as much as that and has that much more responsibility on offense is bound to turn the ball over a couple times. You got limited. So.
Okay, Luke, judge. Who are you going with? You gotta act like you don't know who these players are. And disclaimer: I think Cade Cunningham is way better than Tyrese Maxey, but for the argument's sake, I have to go off.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun.
You guys both had good minutes for the argument, for sure. But
Good minutes.
Well, I would give it
30 seconds
right now. It's good.
but I don't know. I feel like the points that Tyler's making with, everything offensively and like with what he's been able, with what whoever that guy, Tyrese Maxey, is able to do, kind of bring that team together. I gotta give it to Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who?
All right. We can do one more. You two again. We'll go in tier 2.
All right.
All right. I'll be the judge. One more. All right. Tier 2.
Stats.
I hate this shit.
Here we go.
Me
First
too.
guy who gets the first guy. Damn it, my bad.
First guy who gets
First
the
guy
job.
is All right, Devin gets first guy. Whoever pops up right here. It is
Jaylen Brown.
No, Donovan Mitchell.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, it
okay.
didn't.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell. So you're arguing for Donovan Mitchell. All right, Luke, you are arguing for TRAE Young, your favorite player in the league. All right,
Who's going first?
Devin's minute for Donovan Mitchell starts right now.
It's pretty easy. Donovan Mitchell's been a great player since he stepped into the league, and we've known this. He took, I won't say took solely, but he went to the playoffs with some pretty, he had Rudy Gobert, but I will say some pretty mediocre Jazz teams. And then, once he got into a good situation like Cleveland, you see what he's what are they, first in the East, right? They have 10 losses on the season now,
6.
maybe? They have 6 losses. Damn. They have 6 losses, and I think we've known what he's been capable of, and once he's gotten to that good spot to really shine and really have players around him, then, we see he's all-NBA, probably second or third team. He's having a great year, and, hopefully they can make some noise in the playoffs, and I think they really will. I think they'll be one of the last, top 3 or top 2, probably in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think he's going to be a big part of that, and I think he's been a big part of that for this whole season.
Okay, time. That was a good minute. All right, your favorite player, TRAE Young. Here we go.
My boy TRAE Young.
All right, minute starts in 3, 2, and 1.
So my boy TRAE out in Atlanta, having one of the best statistical years on the assist margin in NBA history, averaging 12 assists, 13 assists right now. He's getting his whole team involved. He's part of, I want to say, 80% or more of the offensive stats for Atlanta. So he's getting the ball in the bucket and getting his teammates to get the ball in the bucket. There is that argument that Donovan is taking this Cleveland team to the next level, but there's a whole other team around him that he's not the sole proprietor for that, I don't think. But TRAE Young, he's been the sole proprietor for Atlanta. They're trying to build right now around him. And he is one of the best guards in the league. I'm saying, I don't like him, but he is one of the best guards in the league. And a pure point guard. He's one of the best pure point guards who can shoot the ball, drive the ball, pass the ball out. He gets everybody guessing where he's going to go. So he's one of the best shot creators in the league, too. He can get the ball in the bucket anywhere.
Time. That was okay. 30-second rebuttal.
Hold on. You got to give me these things.
You got to come in hot with this one. All right, 30 seconds. 3, 2, and 1.
I think, he made great points, but I think when he wants to be, Donovan Mitchell can be, one of the best scorers in the NBA. And I think that is really, that doesn't negate passing and playmaking, but I think there is, he does do some of that, and I think enough of that to obviously where they're in a great position, and they're going to be in a great position moving forward. And, not to say that the position Atlanta's in is TRAE Young's fault, but I think once they put, Cleveland's been bad since LeBron left, and once they put Donovan Mitchell on Cleveland, you see what happens.
All right. 30 seconds, Luke.
All right.
Finish it out.
All right. Again, TRAE, one of the best passers in NBA history. You can put him on any single team, and he's going to do the same thing because he's going to be able to find any basketball player on the court that's on his team trying to make a bucket for him. With Donovan Mitchell, I don't know. I don't think he can really be the same player on every single team. It's right now with Cleveland, it's something kind of a pure like it's a real NBA team. It's not just one guy going off. Trae Young, he goes off every night for Atlanta.
Time. Damn, this is tough. This is tough. You guys went. You guys were cooking. You guys were cooking. You had some great points for Trae. Never heard you speak that highly of him, but good to know that you respect his game at least. And
My fingers crossed. The
yeah.
whole time.
Okay. You also
He was capping.
with Donovan Mitchell. You also made some great points, saying that he on any team he can score. He can be the leading scorer. He can score. He's one of the best scorers in the league when he wants to be.
When he wants to be.
Yeah, well, this is a hard one because you guys both had really good arguments. Neither of you brought up the defense of either. I think you could have went at him for Trae Young's defense a lot, and you didn't mention that. Good thing you didn't mention defense. Smart move there, man. And you mentioned him being the number one on the best team in the league, and then you say that the Cavs are more of a team-oriented thing. I might have to go with the tie, man. I can't make a decision.
Damn.
I don't know how to. I can't go either way. You guys.
I honestly thought I was going to lose.
I think you made really good arguments for Trae. Yeah. We'll see who comes out on top next week with another debate at the end of the
Or
show.
you guys decide.
Yeah, comments decide who won that one. Who won that one?
Yeah.
I need some help.
Comment on all of them, Bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we close out?
Oh, shit. That's
No,
looking like...
no, nothing else. Nothing
Okay.
else.
Okay. Well, what a fun Inside Recess episode of Beam City Sports.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe on YouTube, please.
Yes,
Over
sir.
200.
Everything.
Yeah.
Let us know anything. If you guys want something going on in the show, call-ins. We do want to work on call-ins for the radio show. And one thing I got to say, I think I will be absent this coming Wednesday.
No.
Just for the one
Breaking
show.
news.
Breaking news. I
No.
just told them, yeah, I might be out of town just for the one day.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh.
We'll figure it out.
I'm sorry, guys.
We're
It's okay.
Hey,
All right. Well.
Devin's going to be able to use the blue mic.
Yeah. Tune in to see who our special guest is on Wednesday then to fill in. But all right, thanks for listening. We'll be back.
Good drive.